very neat design for buildings. And we come over there to Tower Bridge. Hopefully later on today, me and Paul will be up in that top walk, getting pictures of the city. And this is where we come for lunch later on today. Boat cruise. Alright, there's a better look at the battleship. Got over to the side here where I can get a whole thing. Those archways over there are pretty cool. I don't know what it goes to. That's neat. I'm gonna pan down here. Here's the London Bridge and more of the skyline down past it. Couple hoists here for getting all the boats. There's a set of steps going down. And I can't tell what that says. So I made it up to the top of the boat before lunch gets here to get a little bit of a video. Buildings, the old architecture is just amazing. And then you get the city, brand new, all glass. But the streets and stuff are still old, and the buildings under them are old. They just built up and around most of the older buildings. Some more real old houses, real old boat launch. Really neat city. And then Tower Bridge. Alright, now I'm going to go over the little buildings. I think that crane is real neat. Unload the boats. There it is. Video in the sky. All the boats. Out here to come alongside of us. It is a Uber boat. I think it's crazy you can get a Uber boat. Funny. Around the city. And there is the Tower Bridge. Awesome. And then of course the skyline of the city. I'm not crazy about cities, but I think those buildings back there are amazing. Neat architecture. Bridge is awesome. I tried to get tickets to walk across the top, but we're sold out.
hoping we were going to go under the drawbridge, but it's all right. Again, not crazy about cities, but they got some pretty wild designs of these skyscrapers. I didn't realize this was a couple battleships. I thought it was just one. Closer view of the battleships. Oh, I was up here earlier, had the boat to myself. There's people all over the place. Hopefully I'll be able to get guys and the eye on how far we're going.
Landmarks and buildings we're going to be seeing on our way back down the river. As I mentioned, we are in the city of Westminster, so the probably most iconic building right ahead of us to the right hand side, ladies and gents, building that probably most of you know as Houses of Parliament. Some of you might know it as drinking bars, in which our dear politicians don't have to pay a single penny of tax on all the alcohol they are drinking. Though one of the very few things they're allowing themselves in this beautiful and sunny country. Maybe not mentioning our famous Elizabeth Tower, nicknamed after Sir Benjamin Hall, who overseen the whole process of installing the bell inside of that tower. And we should really consider ourselves very lucky, as Sir Benjamin's whole original idea was to nickname the bell after his son, Sandy of Westminster, rather than Big Richard. To our right hand side, ladies and gents, I don't think I have to introduce it to you really, our famous London Eye.
It's a good video of the old castle, new city.
Apparently, it is very popular to get married on top of an London Eye. It's your beloved one. However, I don't necessarily feel that this is such a great idea. And I'll very quickly tell you why it's not particularly great this idea. As you're stepping inside one of those cabins, the list of masterpieces is opened by a grand piece of paper. That's why it's free enough. It's not quite insane amount to actually pay for it. Bridge, right ahead of us, the Millennium Footbridge, famously nicknamed Whitley Wobbly Bridge, as on the day of the grand opening, this very bridge was swinging side to side about a metre and a half, to the point that all the people trying to get across were simply falling over on top of that bridge. When they asked the architect, Norman Foster, what he did with his bridge, he blatantly answered bridge and monument to the Great Fire of London in 1666 and many others. Took them 35 years to build Saints Hall, out of which 12 years took them just to build the dome itself. And it's the second biggest dome of this kind in the world, the first one being quite obviously St. Peter in Vatican City. Exactly 365 feet tall, 1 foot for every single day of the year. To the right hand side, this wide building with a thatched roof is the exact replica of Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. Built in 1997, so picking up those barges with rubbish. 80% of rubbish from the city of London is inevitably ending up in this very place. Every single time which will come around to tow those barges away, as London Bridge is right ahead of us as we speak, the most boring looking bridge in a whole city of London. But it doesn't change the fact it is also the oldest river crossing this city ever had, because the first London Bridge was built by Romans about 2,000 years ago, made of timber. This famous nursery rhyme saying London Bridge is falling down, I'm quite sure you're all aware of it. Recently, as a matter of fact, I've learned on the internet where else that tourists visiting London are disappointed to see that London Bridge is not actually falling down, which I find quite cruel. But this saying is true for those two bridges which stood here through medieval times. Those bridges had 5 stories high residential buildings. That's why they were falling down. They were simply as you probably realize, I'm not exactly British myself.
This is called the Tower of London. It was once a palace and once a prison. There's like a lot of additions. This is everything has to do with the Tower of London. It was a gunpowder plot, a fortress, palace, and a prison. Apparently at one time this was all moat, but they actually built walls and made the Thames River narrower than it was. So this was all a big moat around this place, the castle, prison, tower.
little bit more than halfway up on the eye.
Okay, that's close enough. That's close enough. All right, guys, you're doing great. Just keep that bike steady for me if you can. It's under your control. Superb. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in just a moment, face the front. In just a moment, my two fantastic volunteers are going to give you a wave. When they do, please give them the biggest, warmest round of applause you can. Because without their help, I wouldn't be able to finish the show. Without their help, this wouldn't be possible. So really make them feel welcome. Guys, give your audience a wave. Let's see what happens. All right, that's enough. It's my show, yeah? Now, chaps, in just a moment, I'm going to come running round here in a circle, round there, back there, come running up and jump, landing in the saddle. Hopefully. Okay. So what I need you guys to do, with your free hand, you could reach up and grab the top of the pole for me. Fantastic. And my friend from London, if you could put a foot under the wheel for me, at the front. Superb. My friend from New Jersey, a foot behind the wheel. Awesome. And one more time, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for coming up. I really appreciate this. You're both doing an absolutely wonderful thing. So thank you. All right. Now, chaps, when I do land in the saddle, the bike, it might rock a little bit. So it's really, really important you've got a nice tight grasp on my pole, yeah? Oh, come on. It's okay. The children don't understand. And if they do, you're bad parents, yeah? All right, let's finish this. Guys, you're doing great. Good grip on that pole for me. Just gonna move this out of the way. If I put that there, can you still see okay? Awesome. I'm just take a little swig of water and then we finish the show with the biggest stunt I know how. Let's do this. There we go. You're very cute, aren't you?
No, I don't. Keep it going really loud. Come on, South Bank, this is your show too. Let's do this together. No, don't move, you've got a broken leg. I still feel really bad about that. Yesterday's volunteer. Sorry. You didn't need to move, I would have gone round. Here we go, everybody. In 3, 2, 1. What did you think was going to happen? It's 7 foot tall, yeah? Come on. Not Superman. All right, guys, you're doing great. Just keep that bike steady for me. Paul, is it okay for putting arm around your shoulders?
Okay.
This isn't part of the show. I just wanted to touch you. Oh, come on. It's a joke. Not gay. I'm married. His name is Dennis. There we go, guys. Keep that steady, yeah? Ready? In 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay. It's in fairness, I did tell you to face the front, didn't I? You know what I mean? I made that very clear. All right, guys, you're doing great. I'm just gonna bring my leg through there. Watch out. There we go. Perfect. Okay, that's it, guys. You do. Guys, you're doing an amazing job. If we could lean the bike towards Paul a little bit more. There we go, wonderful. And a little bit more backwards. A little bit more if you can. That's great, guys. Just keep it there. You're doing a brilliant job. Again, thank you so much for coming up. Kids, just for a second, look away. Yeah. Take a photo now. All right, guys, you're doing great. Again, we're going to lean the bike towards Paul. Towards Paul. Towards Paul. Towards Paul. Wonderful. And a little bit more backwards. Superb. You're doing great. We're nearly done, I promise. Ladies and gentlemen, before we go any further, there's something I need to say very quickly. My name is Tom. I'm a professional street performer, and this is my job. Thank you. But every day, I come out here to make people like you laugh and smile. And I really hope I've done that today. Have I? Have I? Yes. Awesome. If you have laughed, smiled, enjoyed the show, all I would ask is at the end, you come forward and pop a contribution in my hat to say thank you. As I'm sure you're aware, no one pays the performers to be here. Instead, we do solely rely on the generosity of our audience, which today is you. So please come up and do the right thing. It really doesn't matter how much you give. Just fold it up neatly and drop it in there. All right, let's finish this. Guys, you're doing great. Again, if we lean the bike towards Paul, towards Paul, towards Paul, towards Paul. Wonderful. In just a moment, I'm asking each to lift up a hand for me to grab hold of. We're going to do it one at a time. It needs to be your lower hand, your bottom hand that comes up, okay? So Paul, if you could go first, lift up your left hand for me to grab hold of here. Okay, Paul, make a fist. Make a fist, Paul!
He said make a fist,
Paul! We can hold hands after the show. All right, that's it. Right, Chris, if you do the same for me over here, buddy. Got very soft hands, haven't you? Nice and strong for me, guys. All right, in just a second, I'm asking you to let go of the bike to move your feet. It's really important you keep your fists where they are, yeah? Ready? Let go of the bike, move your feet now. Or I'll fall face first into the paving. Mixed response on that one. If that happens, do the right thing. No, call an ambulance. But before you do, pop a 20 in the hat, yeah? All right, let's finish this. Guys, you're doing great. Remember, when I let go, you just run. Here we go. Everybody together nice and loud in 3. Seriously? Come on, everybody. not just the children and the alcoholics. Come on. Everybody, 3, 2, 1. It's okay to clap because this is impressive. This is impressive. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just about to finish the show, but before we do, I'm really hoping you're all going to join me in giving my 2 amazing volunteers a massive round of applause. Paul, Chris, thank you so much for your help, guys. You're both absolute heroes.
England still knows how to do malls. That's the ground floor. We're on the first floor. There's a couple more floors. This place is big.